So Nobara is alive, Yuji doesn't age, and those aren't even the craziest things that happen in the latest chapter of JJK Modulo. Just remember, these are always rough translations, and we'll get you more accurate translations when the official ones come out. So we start the chapter off in the aftermath of the last incident, with Maru staring at Cross lying in a bed, and he is in a critical state. We also find out that Usami has been injured as well, and Tsurugi wonders how that's possible because he's a grade 1 sorcerer, but they explain that Dabura is simply that powerful. You cannot measure him by grades, and if anyone were to actually battle against him, they should run away. We then flash back to directly after the incident and figure out exactly what happened. As Dabura shows up, we see the other Rumelians carrying Cross and running back towards the ship, and he turns to the guy who actually fired on Cross and says, "Are you the one who did this?" And of course, he's just stammering, completely scared. So Usami tries to use his cursed speech and says, "Don't move," but it doesn't work at all. The next thing that we see is Dabura takes that guy's arm clean off. And not only did the cursed speech not work on Dabura, but the blowback was so intense on Usami that for every step that Dabura took, Usami was taking further damage. At this point, they know it's all useless, so Usami begs for Dabura to leave them all alone, but since he won't do that, he says, "Just take my life instead." Unfortunately, this reminds Dabura of his best friend Dura, so he actually turns around and leaves them all alone. And then we go back to present time, and Oski is still crying from his third tear, but also he says he can still hear the cursed spirits, so he's actually not fully convinced that they're not actually Kalians. And from here, this is where things get tricky, because the Rumelians make an order saying they don't want cursed spirits to be executed anymore. However, the humans don't agree with this because they know that if they continue to let them run rampant, they're eventually going to leave Tokyo. So as per tradition with the Rumelians, disagreement means a duel, and whoever wins is right. And they all know their best chance is Yuji, but unfortunately, he still won't answer their calls. So then we also go back to the last time that Nobara saw Yuji, and he says it was at Hana's funeral, and that he doesn't age at all. Not that he ages slowly, he just doesn't age. And since he is unable to duel Dabura, since he won't answer, the one who's going to do it is Yuka. Yeah, if it comes down to an actual duel, she's cooked.